Welcome back, Simpsons fans. Today, we're diving into the future with some jaw-dropping predictions from our favorite animated family. You know those yellow folks who somehow always seem to be one step ahead of the curve? We're talking flying cars, robot butlers, and maybe even alien overlords. Okay, maybe not the aliens, or maybe so. But let's just say the Simpsons have a knack for predicting the future. Let's see what 2025 has in store according to the Simpsons. First up, let's talk tech, because if there's one thing the Simpsons love, it's gadgets that are both amazing and kinda scary. Remember the episode where Bart gets that language translator that could understand even Maggie's gibberish? Yeah, that's starting to feel less like fiction and more like our everyday reality with these new AI apps. And who could forget the time Homer designed that car that was basically a giant gas-guzzling living room on wheels? Well, with self-driving electric cars becoming more common, we're getting closer to that reality too, though hopefully with less Homer-induced chaos. But here's the real kicker. What about those virtual reality vacations from the show? You know, the ones where you can experience anything from climbing Mount Everest to swimming with sharks, all from the comfort of your own living room. With VR technology advancing faster than a sugar-crazed Homer at a donut convention, don't be surprised if we're all taking virtual vacations by 2025. Now let's talk politics, because let's face it, The Simpsons wouldn't be The Simpsons without poking a little fun at the powers that be. Remember President Schwarzenegger? Okay, that one didn't exactly pan out, but The Simpsons have been surprisingly accurate with other political predictions. They even predicted Trump's presidency way back in 2000. So what does 2025 hold for the political landscape? Well, if The Simpsons are to be believed, we might be looking at a world where political campaigns are fought entirely on social media, with candidates battling it out through viral memes and cleverly edited videos. And forget about traditional debates, those are so 2023. We're talking holographic avatars duking it out in a virtual reality showdown. Hey, at least it would be entertaining, right? Okay, time to get serious for a minute and talk about the environment. The Simpsons have always been surprisingly vocal about environmental issues, from Mr. Burns' reckless pollution to Lisa's tireless activism. So what's their take on 2025? Well, let's just say it's a mixed bag. On the one hand, we might see some positive changes like widespread adoption of renewable energy sources, thanks in part to Lisa's relentless campaigning, of course. Imagine a world where Springfield is powered entirely by windmills and solar panels. But on the other hand, The Simpsons also predict that climate change will continue to be a major issue, with extreme weather events becoming more frequent and intense. Think scorching heat waves, devastating floods, and maybe even a few rogue hurricanes thrown in for good measure. Chapter 4. DOH. The economy. Let's face it, the economy is about as predictable as Homer Simpson after a six-pack of Duff. But that doesn't stop the Simpsons from taking a satirical stab at predicting our financial future. So, what's in store for our wallets in 2025? Well, if the Simpsons are to be believed, we might be living in a world where the gap between the rich and the poor has grown even wider, with the top 1% controlling even more of the world's wealth. Think Mr. Burns swimming in a pool of money while the rest of Springfield struggles to make ends meet. And speaking of struggling, remember how Krusty Burger kept coming up with those bizarre and often disgusting new menu items to stay afloat? Yeah, that might not be too far off from reality, as companies resort to increasingly desperate measures to capture our attention and our hard-earned cash. Chapter 5. Society's gone bonkers, but in a fun way. Hold on to your hats, folks, because the Simpsons' predictions for social change are always a wild ride. We're talking about a world where fashion trends change faster than you can say donuts, where everyone communicates in emojis and memes, and where self-driving cars have turned us all into backseat drivers. Remember that episode where everyone was obsessed with that virtual pet, the Tamagotchi? Well, imagine that on a global scale, with people spending more time interacting with their virtual companions than with actual human beings. And speaking of virtual, remember how everyone in Springfield was addicted to that virtual reality game? Yeah, that's starting to feel less like fiction and more like our future, as the lines between the real world and the virtual world become increasingly blurred. Chapter 6. Healthcare from Zero to Hero. Remember when Dr. Hibbert's biggest concern was getting sued by Lionel Hutz? Well, the future of healthcare might be even wilder than a malpractice lawsuit filed by a cartoon lawyer. The Simpsons have always had a knack for both mocking and predicting advancements in medicine, and 2025 might be the year things get really interesting. Imagine a world where robots perform surgery with pinpoint accuracy, where personalized medicine tailors treatments to your unique DNA, and where you can cure the common cold with a quick download from your smart toilet. Okay, maybe that last one is a bit far-fetched, or is it? But the point is, healthcare in 2025 could be a bizarre and wonderful mix of cutting-edge technology and good old-fashioned human error. Chapter 7. Entertainment Overload. Get ready to binge-watch until your eyes bleed because the entertainment industry in 2025 is going to be a non-stop sensory overloading extravaganza. The Simpsons have always been on the cutting edge of pop culture satire, and their predictions for the future of entertainment are nothing short of mind-blowing. Imagine a world where streaming services have completely taken over, offering a dizzying array of content tailored to your every whim. Want to watch a movie starring a holographic version of your favorite celebrity? No problem. In the mood for a TV show where you're the main character? Coming right up. And forget about going to concerts, those are so last decade. In 2025, you'll be rocking out to virtual reality performances from the comfort of your own home, complete with haptic feedback suits that let you feel every bass drop and guitar riff. Remember the episode where Homer buys a flying car? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because the future of transportation is about to get even wilder. The Simpsons have always had a soft spot for outlandish vehicles, and their predictions for 2025 are enough to make even the most jaded gearhead drool. Imagine a world where self-driving cars are so commonplace that traffic jams are a distant memory, where flying cars zip through the skies delivering pizzas and people with equal ease, and where Hyperloop trains whisk you from Springfield to Shelbyville in the blink of an eye. Of course, knowing the Simpsons, there's bound to be a few hiccups along the way. Expect to see flying car accidents, self-driving car malfunctions, and maybe even a Hyperloop train derailment or two. Hey, it wouldn't be The Simpsons without a little bit of chaos, right? Remember the days when Bart's biggest worry was getting sent to detention with Mrs. Krabappel? Well, the future of education might be even more unpredictable than a day in Bart Simpson's life. The Simpsons have always had a satirical take on the education system, and their predictions for 2025 suggest that things are about to get a whole lot more interesting. Imagine a world where classrooms are replaced with virtual reality simulations, where textbooks are ancient relics, and where teachers are replaced by AI-powered tutors who can personalize lessons to each student's learning style. Of course, knowing The Simpsons, there's bound to be a few glitches in the system. Expect to see virtual reality field trips gone wrong, AI tutors malfunctioning in hilarious ways, and maybe even a few rogue robots taking over the school cafeteria. Remember when Homer went to space? Well, get ready for liftoff because space tourism might be just around the corner. The Simpsons have always had a fascination with the cosmos, and their predictions for 2025 suggest that space travel might finally be within reach for us mere mortals. Imagine a world where you can spend your weekend getaway on a luxury space station, gazing down at Earth as you sip cosmic cocktails. Or how about a romantic honeymoon on the moon, complete with zero-gravity champagne toasts and moon buggy rides? Of course, knowing The Simpsons, there's bound to be a few bumps along the way. Expect to see space tourists getting lost in space, alien encounters gone wrong, and maybe even a few mishaps with the space station's toilet. Hey, it wouldn't be a true Simpsons adventure without a little bit of cosmic chaos, right? And there you have it, folks. The Simpsons have once again given us a lot to think about. From flying cars and virtual reality vacations to AI teachers and space tourism, the future looks to be a wild and wacky ride. But the real question is, how much of it will actually come true? Will we be laughing about these predictions in 2025? Or will we be living in a world that's even stranger and more hilarious than The Simpsons could have ever imagined? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content.